It's Ozzy Osbourne right here on your classic metal show from the No More Tears release. An excellent release. Ozzy Osbourne with Mr. Tinker Train.
That's right.
Did you like that CD?
I do like that CD a lot. It's just Zach at his heavy viciousest.
Yeah. I went and met Ozzy at his No More Tours tour back when they released that. And then, of course, that was a big false thing.
Yeah, No More Tours 1.
Yeah. My brother-in-law was actually working for Camelot Music at the time.
Okay.
And they were holding the a meet and greet after the Ozzy show at the, was it? Yeah, I think it was still the Richfield Coliseum at the time.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was still Richfield before the Gund Arena was built.
Okay.
Is that true?
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so then they had a big CD signing at the Camelot Music Store up in, let's see, where was that? That was up in,
I remember it was Randall Park Mall, and I know they weren't there.
No, it was up 271 there.
Beechwood?
I can't remember what mall it was at, but I just remember it was up toward Cleveland there, off of 271 there.
Okay.
That's where it was at.
All right. When did you get a Tommy Clufetis ID?
I had him on the show. We interviewed him for the what's the name of that CD? Something about Black Rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't remember interviewing him.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I heard the idea. I was like, God, I don't remember that. Did I talk? I didn't.
No, you weren't part of this. I think this was while you were away.
I was going to say, I don't remember ever speaking. I'm a fan of him, so I just was like surprised.
I think you were. This was while you were on your hiatus.
This is when I was trying to patch up that glorious marriage.
Pointing fingers and all.
How'd that work?
Yeah, how did that work, Chris?
We're good now. I'll take a blown tendon over her any day of the week.
Exactly. I see that movement out there. I see a lot of YouTube videos. It just happened to pop up when I was just watching some stuff. The whole movement of men going their own way.
We're tired of chicks and their bullshit.
Well, have you seen that though?
No, not really.
There's all kinds of videos out there about the reasons why, and of course they use just the letters for it. It's, what is it? MGTOW.
MGTOW.
Yeah, men going their own way.
Oh, I'm not familiar with this movement. No, I'm not well versed in the MGTOW.
Well, there's a lot of like life coach type people out there that have these videos, and they give all these reasons why men today are going their own way and not spending their time or money or their capital or energy or creativeness getting bogged down with a woman.
So I don't like MGTOW though. That sounds hard. Why don't we just call it the smart movement?
Yeah, well, whatever it is, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube about, why not to get mixed up with this chick or get mixed up with that chick, and, why you're better off doing this, that, or the other.
Right.
It's like, don't ever date a woman with children. Don't date a woman over 30. Don't date a woman, who's got this issue or that issue.
What women do they say to date?
Well, apparently, they say that you have to get them early before they're all jaded and shit. before they have all kinds of issues like children from various men or broken marriages or all kinds of stuff. You have to get them before they're fucked up. If you're going to have any kind of success with them, you got to get them before they're fucked.
You got to be the guy to break them, not the guy that picks them up.
Exactly. They've got to be a fresh filly.
Yeah, like a horse.
Exactly. So if you don't get them early or get them before they're indoctrinated into the nonsense, then you might as well just forget it.
Well, you've been practicing that principle for years.
Yeah, I have.
You get them when they're still in junior high school.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's an interesting world we live in these days.
Yeah, interesting as in I want to jump off immediately. The old days of go out, get a job, find a chick, have a couple kids, dog, white picket fence, those days are done.
Yeah. Well, that was the era that I thought I was brought up in, but apparently I caught that era just a little bit too late because that didn't work out for me.
Yeah. Well, I tried it. I tried to do it, but it just didn't fit me. It didn't suit me well.
Yeah, you marry them and then they dump a salad in your lap.
Mm-hmm. Or tape a note to the window, or
yeah, exactly.
Finger point, or hit you in the face with a laptop.
Exactly. Hit you in the face with a laptop.
You know, all those things that what, every woman doesn't do that?
Yeah, of course.
Was I special?
Yeah. That was a special kind of love.
Yeah, we loved each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both in a better place. She seems happy with her fucking old dude.
Right.
I'm happy not with her, so.
Sure.
It's all good.
Yep.
I'm sure she's quite happy not with me, too. So, can't complain either way.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of emails here that are directed toward me and directed toward you.
Okay. Is one of them from a doctor that can make my fucking Achilles stop hurting?
I don't know that answer.
Jesus fucking Christ. It is throbbing now.
Oh, boy. Got to grab some Advil.
No, I've been taking so many fucking ibuprofen that I'm almost afraid to keep taking them.
Oh, yeah.
I've been taking like 4 every 3 hours. You know, just because it keeps hurting, but whatever. I'll live.
All right. Well, here we go.
It's time for the Classic Metal Show to start begging for email.
What the hell is email?
Death sent me an email.
Well, when you figure it out, email me.
And here's your loser beggars, Neely and Chris.
You've got mail.
All right. All right, this one comes from Derek.
Okay.
He says, Chris Aiken's opinion.
All right.
Album for album, song for song, band presentation as far as their looks, was Rat better than Motley Crue, and why wasn't Rat bigger than Motley?
Album for album, song for song? I'm not going to go song for song.
Well, no, but I think maybe he's just talking about like song structure or song content or subject material or, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say album for album, certainly. I think Rat was a better band than Motley Crue. Motley Crue has a bunch of shitty records. Rat really just has one. The only bad Rat record was Collage. And that's not even really a record, is it? That was just like Scraps record.
Yeah,
it
was Scraps. Did you like the Rat self-titled record?
Yeah, with This Is the End, Over the Edge I'm Falling. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
That wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great. It's probably the low point of their studio albums. It's probably the low point of their studio albums. It
relied on outside writers, and John Kalodner had a lot to do with it because they put that out on Portrait.
Yeah, I mean, that record's not. There's nobody but me that remembers the lyrics to Over the Edge, so but it wasn't the worst. Motley Crue has some terrible records. New Tattoo. I'll argue all day long that Girls, Girls, Girls is three average songs and 8 or 7, however many other songs there are, shit songs. Dancing on Glass and Nona and 5 Years Dead. Those are all shit. Just shitty songs. I don't know. I would say Rat was probably better. Why were they not bigger?
Yeah.
That's a really good question because they had all the same elements. They were wild. They were They were, I don't know, they were excessive. They were all over MTV.
Were they as controversial?
Well, they did have one guy drop dead from AIDS.
Yeah, but that was after their popularity.
Yeah, they didn't kill anybody.
No, but that's my saying. Are they controversial? Because obviously Crew had all the makings of the whole devil worship thing, which obviously for the fundamentalist, the Jerry Falwell group and the moral majority group and all that was happening at the time. Yeah. They had all the markings of everything that was 180 degrees that.
Maybe if Steven would have killed somebody or Warren would have raped some chick or something, maybe they would have been bigger.
Yeah, but they didn't have a sinister image about them.
No, they were a little more fun.
Yeah, they were fun. They were happy, kind of just an upbeat girls rock and roll and just party.
Yeah, I mean, Rat was pretty big.
They were big. They had arena. They were arena headliners.
Yeah, they were one of many that had Cheap Trick opening for them, because I saw that show.
Right. Well, they had Bon Jovi open for them.
I saw that show too. That was what, 85?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I saw that tour. On that was what, Lay It Down, the Invasion of Your Privacy.
Right.
Yeah, they were a big band. They just, I don't know, they just never quite got over the top for whatever reason. They a little more subdued, I guess. They weren't as fucking nuts.
Yeah. So again, it's all image.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was at that time too. 84, 85, 86. That was all image. You didn't even have to have good music to be on MTV at that point.
Well, Round and Round was pretty much a groundbreaking video for them.
Sure. Oh yeah.
But the imagery of Motley Crue usurped that with the pentagrams and the fire and the all the makeup and the almost like sadistic looking costumes with the leather straps and shit like that.
Yeah, they looked a little more mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Rat didn't look as mean with Steven with the painted on pants
and the ripped t-shirts.
And Milton Berle.
Off the shoulder, the whole off the shoulder t-shirt stuff.
Yeah, right. And Milton Berle popping up in a dress and making it comical.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why they just didn't quite have the same image. It's the only thing I could think of, because musically, I think they were a better band.
Yeah, I think they had better songs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they had an album as good as the first two Motley records. I think the first two Motley records are pretty damn great. But everything after that, I mean, if you take those two out of the equation, then Rat certainly beats them on everything else.
Right.
There's not Motley, other than the 94 record, and do anything else great as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And Motley and Crue cameoed in each other's videos.
True. That is true. They were all boys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aren't they all in London at some point?
I think so.
Along with every other musician.
Even Blackie Lawless.
Yeah. Everybody was in London.
Yeah.
It's nice to see London got a little bit of love in the Motley movie.
Yeah, they did.
No Nader, but...
Yeah, well, that was pre-Nader.
Were they... Okay, was it pre-Nader?
Yeah, pre-Nader, yeah.
Because they were bashing on the singer. I was like, man, I hope that wasn't Nader.
No, that wasn't Nader.
Was that Blackie?
That would have been about the same era.
Yeah, so they didn't like Blackie. Because they did shit on the singer. That when Tommy came over to the table and he goes, oh, you guys were great. And
take that poster off your wall. London's done, man.
Yeah, the singer sucks. All right, so that's my answer.
Okay.
Rat.
Right. Now we got another email here.
Okay.
This one comes from Joel.
All right.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
I have a question, or rather a loaded question in regards to the band versus brand and Hired Gun.
Okay.
I've seen Hired Gun, but have yet to watch Band versus Brand, though definitely plan on watching it soon.
Okay.
I am curious just exactly how the hired guns contracts work. Being the two of you are friends with the Dokken guys, we'll use that as my example.
Okay.
Neely has stated that Don Dokken owns 100% of the Dokken name and the brand. That means Mick Brown, John Levin, and Chris McCarville are hired guns. Are they under, say, a yearly contract to be a member of the band? Do they get a weekly minimum base salary? Or are they just paid a specific rate depending on whatever Dokken gets paid for a particular gig? Well, there's no pat answer for how hired guns work in all bands, because I'm sure that there's different agreements with anybody.
Sure.
But I can tell you that just from my experience, since you just brought up Dokken, Don pays the guys a rate for the shows that they play.
Okay.
They're not under contract. So when they play, one or say they do two shows in a row, they have a 2-show rate. And then if they do a third show in a row, then they have a 3-show rate.
Okay. Now that's regardless of what the promoter pays?
It's whatever their, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know that answer. Okay. All I know is that whatever Don's agreement is with the guys, he settles up with them after their weekend run.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it varies from band to band. The one thing that I know from the hired gun guys that I know is that it usually is based on the gigs.
Yeah.
Like Billy Morris. When he goes out and plays for Tough, he doesn't have a set rate that he plays. He makes whatever, $500 a gig or whatever it would be for Tough.
Yeah.
It's based on, what the gig is paying.
Sure.
And then I think they kind of, now again, they don't play 100 gigs a year either, to where I would imagine Stevie calls Billy and says, "Hey, do you want to play this gig in Florida? It'll pay you $500 in a plane ticket or something."
Yeah. And
then Billy says yes or no. That's how I envision it. I don't know the correct answer, to be honest, but that's how I believe that works.
Yeah. He goes on, granted, John Levin is an entertainment lawyer, but doesn't appear to have any other musical-related gigs. Wild Mick was Ted Nugent's drummer several years back, while Chris McCarville has more recently been with Max Explosion, and he also played with James Christian in House of Lords. As you noticed, Dokken doesn't necessarily tour, but they rather do fly-in dates on the weekends. They did about 40 dates last year, which is barely a 1 show per week average. Now, the Dokken gig obviously pays well, but what would prevent these guys from going and doing something else? Well, nothing. I mean, if you look, Mick Brown is working with Jeff Pilson and George Lynch on the End Machine.
Yeah.
So he's free to do that. Chris McCarville is free to pursue his Max Explosion.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, and, John Levin, I don't think he has any interest doing anything outside of Dokken because he is a lawyer and he has that gig as well.
And he's a busy lawyer. He's not like not working lawyer.
Yeah, so he's busy enough with his lawyering. Is that a word, lawyering? And the Dokken thing on the weekends. So, I'm sure if he wanted to do something other than that, he could.
Yeah.
Because they're not under some kind of an exclusive contract.
Right. Sure.
It's been over 5 years since Brown was Nugent's drummer, and that gig, no doubt, was more lucrative than the Dokken gig, or one would think it would be. Well, it was, and I think what cooked Mick's goose was obviously that golf cart incident.
Oh, you think that
Oh, yeah.
that Ted booted him out because of that?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have that on good authority?
I do not have that on good authority. I'm just saying that Ted Nugent is a teetotaler, and he does not imbibe in alcohol or drugs.
Right.
And Mick got arrested, and it kind of like, cast a bad shadow.
Right.
And that does not go well with Ted's image.
Right, sure.
So I will tell you that that was not a good time for Mick or Ted Nugent Band.
Nope, definitely not.
So, yeah. So there you go. Am I sure every band? I am sure every band is different, and for a band like Kiss, Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer probably do have weekly salaries. I think what I had heard is that those guys do get a weekly, payout, whether they're touring or not.
Okay.
I think they are under contract.
Right.
But for bands like Dokken, Warrant, Skid Row, where the original or legacy members have the points and they run the band, I was curious how the hired guns fit into it from a contractual standpoint. Well, as I said earlier, there is no pat answer for that. Every band is different.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how Stephen Pearcy and Juan Crucier work out their agreement with the Rat name with the other three hired guns.
Yeah, give them each a 6-pack.
Could be. No idea.
Right.
But, since Stephen and Juan are probably good from, at least from the legal papers I've seen or we've read here on the show, Juan and Stephen are both owners in Rat.
Right.
So they probably get whatever percentage they work out, and they pay their other three dudes,
right,
on a per gig basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I think it would be. I don't know that to be a fact.
Sure.
But I have no reason not to think that.
Right.
The Classic Metal Show has become a daily ritual from this jaded jokester.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, Joel.
All right, Joel. Well, fuck you, pal, too.
So there you are, Joel, checking in with us.
Well, thank you, Joel.
So
Appreciate the email.
Yeah, people want our opinion for whatever reason.
I don't know why, but okay.
Continuing on.
Okay.
Bipolar Billy hit me up on the Twitter. Mm-hmm. And we can comment on this if you'd like. Okay. I don't care if we do or we don't.
Okay.
But he hit me up on the Twitter. He says, please give your thoughts. Parkland shooting survivor Sydney Aiello. I think that's how you say her name. It's Aiello.
Aiello
takes her own life.
She killed herself?
She apparently killed herself, but it doesn't say how. That's the whole thing. So let me read the story here. Parkland shooting survivor, and I hate that term, unless she was in the direct line of fire and not just happened to be on the school campus.
Well, do we know that she didn't get shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not a survivor.
All right.
She just happened to be in the area. Mm-hmm. If there was a shooting down the street here, I would not consider myself a survivor.
Okay.
I just happened to be in the area.
Right.
Sydney Aleo, 19, was a senior when she survived the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Okay.
Her friend Meadow.
Yeah, from The Sopranos.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Was one of the 17 people who died in the massacre.
Okay.
Sydney, whatever her name is, survived. She survived the mass shooting. I hate this.
Thank God.
At the high school in Parkland, Florida, that left the 17 dead. She took her own life on Sunday afternoon, authorities confirmed.
Okay.
Doesn't say how.
All right.
Sydney spent 19 years writing her story as a beloved daughter, sister, and friend to the many, the family wrote. She lit up every room she entered. How many times have you ever heard that? She lit up the room.
Yeah, well, you always hear that when people are dead.
Yeah. In all your 50 years, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
how many people have you ever known that lit up the room?
Well, let's see. Counting in that one, 0.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
I guess gets attention, but,
I guess.
Whatever. She had a nice set of cans.
Well, that was going to be my point to you. She was 19, so she was legal. Sydney aspired to work in the medical field, helping others in need. So she was a saint. Not only did she light up the room, she was a saint.
Mm-hmm.
She was very giving. For Chris, if she offered breast milk, he would have been grateful.
She really did have some healthy hooves. These spokes, I'm looking at some picture on, I guess this is Twitter, of some other friend with her. Ooh. This is a tragic story.
Yes.
My goodness.
Aleo's death was ruled a suicide by the Broward Medical Examiner's Office, a spokesperson told the Daily Beast.
Mm-hmm.
The investigation is ongoing, a Coconut Creek police officer said, confirming authorities received a call about Aleo around 3:23 p.m. on Sunday. So it doesn't really spell out how she took her life, but I'm going to guess pills.
Pills?
What do you think?
Sounds better than hanging.
Well, I'm asking you your opinion.
I would think probably pills. She doesn't look the type that could do anything really violent.
Yeah, well, I think what our fan is asking, and I think what the assumption is that she's a quote unquote survivor of a school shooting, and she ended up shooting herself. But it does not say that, though. It does not spell that out.
I think it would say that.
Yeah.
If that's what happened, it would definitely say that.
Yeah. Describing her as a vibrant young woman who focused on her grades and a joy to be around.
Mm-hmm.
Aleo's mother said that her daughter struggled with survivor's guilt. Survivor's guilt. After the Parkland shooting, it was recently diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sydney Aleo was a close friend with Meadow Pollack, Pollack, not Polak, but Pollack.
Mm-hmm.
One of the 17 people killed at the school on February 14th of 2018. When accused shooter Nicholas Cruz opened fire with now here's the part that I don't get, with an AR-15 style rifle. What does that mean?
Not an AR-15.
Yeah, it's an AR-15 style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Could be anything.
It's just a rifle.
Yeah.
Why specifically AR-15? Because it looks scary?
Because we got to make that the devil, man.
Oh, I see.
You know that.
Well, the whole misnomer in the fake media, they always try to make it out that AR and the AR-15 stands for assault rifle.
Right.
That is not the case.
What does it stand for?
Boy, tell you what it means. I remember, I know what it means, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while. What does AR in AR-15 mean?
Armalite rifle.
There you go. It does not mean assault rifle.
No.
Yeah, Armalite.
Armalite rifle.
Yeah. But that's what they try to spell it out to mean.
Oh, yeah. Got to scare the people.
Yeah. So what difference, again, between Armalite, which is the style or manufacturer, as opposed to just any kind of long rifle?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Nothing.
Nothing. One looks scarier than the other because of the shape it's in.
One has a scarier name.
Yeah, probably.
Right. One has been demonized to where it's a scary name.
It's a scary name. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I'm afraid because it says AR in the name.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a military weapon.
Oh. Says my Mossberg 22, but
yeah.
I don't know that thing would kill a bird if you shot it.
But it looks scary, goddammit.
It does, dude, because I have a Mossberg and I have the Judge. I'll tell you what, I know which one would look scarier and I know which one would do more damage, and it ain't the same ones. That Judge would do a lot more damage than a fucking scary-looking Mossberg.
Of course. It's terrible what happened. Meadow and Sydney were friends for a long, long time. Meadow's father, Andrew Pollock, told the Miami Herald on Friday, adding that his heart goes out to those poor, poor parents.
Mm-hmm.
Killing yourself is not the answer. The answer to what?
You know, life, I guess.
The answer. It's not the answer to what?
Carrying on? I don't know. Life?
I guess.
Death?
You ever notice how people just throw out those little nuggets of wisdom that mean really nothing?
It's just words.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If anyone feels like they have no one that can understand their pain, if there's any student out there that's having a hard time, please reach out to me on Twitter. Yeah, go to social media.
It's a good place to find answers to your life problems.
Right.
It's where I go when I have mental health issues. I go to Twitter.
I understand you. You're not alone. Yeah. Just Twitter me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Bipolar Billy did, reaching out to me through the Twitter to ask us to comment on this story.
Hey, well, dude, whenever you need let's stop joking around. Whenever you need real psychological help, you got to go to Instagram, right? You got to go to the most modern thing. With
pictures. But if somebody doesn't see it right away, it disappears.
Yeah, or Snapchat. Yeah, go to Snapchat. If somebody doesn't see it in 6 seconds, I guess you die.
It's more challenging that way.
Yeah.
I hope somebody sees this within the next 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm. It's 2019 version of Russian roulette.
Right.
Help me. 5, 4, 3.
I've said this before, I've heard several things this week specifically that, and you've mentioned this on the show a long time ago. Actually, the writing is on the wall, but
right,
Facebook is in its last throes.
Oh yeah.
And as a person who doesn't even use Facebook or have a Facebook account, I couldn't be happier.
Well, it's not like people are going to go away from social media.
No, it's not that they're going to go away from social media, but I think the invention and what Facebook became has done more destruction than good.
That you think that you don't think that all the survivors are going to keep doing the destruction? Honestly, you don't think Instagram's going to become the next?
Well, it will.
Rag?
Any kind of social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, whatever the next one coming up is going to be, it's just destructive. We as human beings are just narcissists.
Of course. I agree.
Yeah, but anyway, so this guy wants you to reach out to him on Twitter.
Who?
This father.
Oh. All right. Well,
he's the one who says killing yourself is not the answer, and if you have any problems, just reach. If you're having a hard time, please reach out to me on Twitter.
Okay, I'll do that. Next time I'm having a hard time, I'm going to reach out to him. What's his name?
His name is Andrew Pollack. Pollack. Andrew Pollack.
Well, that doesn't help me. What's his name on Twitter?
Oh, I don't know.
Is he Dumb Pollack? Just asking.
He's the Polak that's going to save your life.
Thanks.
How
I know
many?
when I need help.
How many Polaks does it take to save your life?
Just one, Andrew. At dumbpolak.com.
How many Polaks does it take to screw in a light bulb? Apparently none, because the one that lit up the room is dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. That's even vicious by my standards. Holy cow.
I know, but this is the kind of stuff that makes my mind go to an evil place.
Yeah.
When I read shit like this, all I can think of is hate and destruction. I hope you all die.
Good Lord.
See what this does to me?
Yeah, no shit.
I'm going to reach out to this Andrew by way of Twitter because I'm feeling kind of in trouble now.
Funny.
Just reading your comments has made me pissed off, Andrew. Where do you live, by the way? Because I got a scary AR-15.
That's right.
It looks scary.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney's mother told CBS Miami that her daughter had been enrolled in college classes but was struggling to attend because she was so afraid of entering a classroom.
She's so afraid of entering a classroom?
Yeah. Why don't you do your online courses then? If you can't go to a classroom, there's online courses you could take.
Of course.
Stop it with the dramatics.
Yeah.
Beautiful Sydney with big cans and such a bright future was taken away from us too soon, said Chris Hagan.
Not me. Don't put my name on your fucking shitting on her.
I'm not shitting on her.
I don't think it says with big cans in that real story. I think you embellished that.
My friend's sister and someone dear to Meadow, Hunter Polak, Meadow's brother, tweeted. Say, what in the fuck are these people doing on social media, tweeting and stuff?
Dude,
the father, Andrew Polak, reach out to me through Twitter. Her brother is reaching out through Twitter, tweeting. It's like, what the fuck? I never seen one of them. Hey, give me a call. Stop by the house. It's
right.
Just tweet me, will you?
Yeah, just throw me a tweet.
Yeah.
Throw me a DM.
Yeah. God damn it. He tweeted out on Wednesday pointing users to a fundraising campaign set up by Aleo's family to help cover her funeral costs.
Yeah, let's set that up. Let's go to Kickstarter.com, Dead Hooters. Dead Hooters from a dead Polak.
Right.
Hashtag death.
Right. On the GoFundMe page, the teenager was described as someone who filled her days cheerleading, doing yoga, and brightening up the days for others.
Mm-hmm. Filled her nights with a cum bath, I would imagine.
On some of the brighter days, you could see her taint as she did a cartwheel.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Petty, whose daughter, Alina, died at the Parkland school shooting, that his advice to parents is to ask questions. Don't wait.
Yeah, and don't ask questions by way of Twitter.
Exactly.
Fucking idiots.
He added that he is worried that more Parkland survivors are still struggling with the aftermath of the massacre. The survivors.
Well, how about if y'all talk to each other? How about that? How about you guys start talking to each other?
No, just Twitter me if you got some issues.
Yeah, look. All kidding aside, this is a sad story.
It is a sad story, and I agree. I'm just making a little bit light of this because people rely on this social media bullshit.
Yeah, it's tragic that she killed herself. It's tragic that she didn't, find her way through this or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That being said, this is part of the reason she didn't find her way through it is because she was too fucking. Her and her goddamn family are all too way involved with the social media.
I agree.
How about sit her down at the table every fucking night for an hour and say, hey, what's going on with you?
I agree.
Are you okay? Let's talk through it. Let's figure it out. You're scared about being in a classroom? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's get you a shrink. Let's not fucking solve problems by going to hashtag dumb Polak or whatever. You know, we don't need to start a GoFundMe for fucking survivors. We don't need to fucking go to Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever.
Yeah.
How about you guys talk,
Yeah,
interact, one-on-one, figure some shit out. Maybe if she thought that she had a real person to lean on instead of a fucking blip on her goddamn iPhone, maybe that would fucking be better. You had less suicide when you had to fucking answer for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Jesus.
I know. So, Bipolar Billy wanted our thoughts on this. Was that what you were hoping for, Bipolar?
Yes. I gotta say, you look at a girl that hot, and that is definitely sad.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Was this the outcome you were expecting? Were you expecting my hateful rhetoric to spew out?
I don't know if it was hateful, but that fucking light bulb comment was great.
Wow. Sick of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Done with it.
Yep.
Oh, man. All right.